Hi, so this is my channel, my new channel, From Day One AuDHD. So I found out basically that I was autistic or am autistic and ADHD. I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna start over, but I'm gonna keep it authentic, and I'm not gonna start over again because I'm just gonna get it out. Hi, welcome to my page, From Day One AuDHD. Name kind of says it all. I realized, self-determined, that I was also autistic. So I was diagnosed ADHD when I was 7. And so realizing I was autistic as well at almost 37 made it so that I am AuDHD, I guess is a name from the community that kind of means both autism and ADHD. So that was, I'm forgetting, but like less than a month ago. It's January 10th now, I think. So coming up on a month, and my whole world has changed. And my mind is just constantly thinking about ADHD and autism, especially autism, since this is like something new I didn't know about myself. I had known about ADHD for 30 years. Although it turns out I didn't know about it. I just thought it meant like I talk fast, I do things fast, I'm impulsive. But now that I'm like in this world of neurodivergence, neurodiversity, I'm just like, wow. So I made an Instagram channel, and I was like, oh, I'll just have this anonymous channel. And now my like friends are finding it, and my family and like acquaintances, and it's like, oh, that's okay. And then there's all this stuff about like just like drama and politics on Instagram, and I'm realizing I do have so much to say that maybe long form content would be better for me. I have many times made a YouTube channel. I have one for yoga, I have one for eating disorder recovery, I have one for sobriety, and then eventually I'm like, okay, well, this has kind of served its purpose for me. I like really used it in the beginning, but then it's like, oh, I'm just like recovered, you know? Anyways, blabbling. This just feels like, so in my head I've had this back and forth, like, are you gonna start another one and just like then not do it? And it's like, no, this is just like who I am. And so much of my life I have been trying to figure out who I am. Like one of the funny stories I like to share is that my husband once asked if I was cheating on him, and it was like, no, literally all that I have time to do is figuring out what my current problem is, because there's always like some current problem that I'm like majorly dealing with, and like figuring out like how is the problem, how am I the problem, and how can I fix myself so I'm not the problem. And so it's like, no, that's why it's funny. It's like, no, I couldn't be cheating on you because I'm too busy trying to figure out like what the problem is that I am, you know. And then I felt like I did so much like self-help stuff and so much yoga, and like somehow had all of these paradigm shifts where I'm like finally start to feel good about like, okay, this is me, this is my life, you know. Meanwhile, having lots of meltdowns because I can't help my kids regulate, because I can't regulate, and you know, it wasn't going perfect. But then I was listening to this podcast, and my kid woke up early, so I was like, you know what? So many people have told me in my life that I should look into autism. Like, yeah, we connect. We probably both have autism, or I just got diagnosed with autism. You should look, because people who you really connect with, like it could mean they have it too. And like, I guess I just kind of stored that back in my head somewhere. And for a while I used to joke too, like, it's the ADHD. And then when my friends got diagnosed autistic, and she started to be like, it must be my autism. And I loved that. So I started saying that, and it made people so uncomfortable. Just like a casual joke, you know? It's just like everyone had ADHD, it seemed like, and it's like, no, like this ADHD I have is different. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling a ton, but I'm not going to edit because I don't need more stuff to do in my life. I just want to be like, this is me, this is what I have to say. If you like it, like it. If you want to follow. If you want to comment. Preferably kind comments, because you know, rejection sensitivity is like a real thing. Anyways, where was I? what I love about YouTube, or like so many things now, is you can speed it up. And it's so much easier for me to listen to because it's not so slow that I start to get bored. I have to like pay attention because if I don't, I'll miss a word. Anyways, so skip ahead if I'm waiting to remember what I was gonna say. Autism. Gosh, I just went all over the place. So this is a perfect example. Before I realized I'm ADHD, and I keep trying to say this too, but like I'm in the process of getting diagnosed. I've had some therapists like confirm it, you know, but like what's full diagnosis gonna look for me? I have 2 kids that I'm like 99% sure are autistic and ADHD or some kind of spicy combo, and I feel like it's more important for me to get them fully diagnosed because they'll have more support. For me, I mainly want it so that when I tell people, I feel like I can stand up for myself more. And I also feels like I'm jumping through neurotypical boxes more. It's like, no, I feel like I've been jumping through neurotypical boxes my whole life, trying to see if I measure up. And so to do it again, like I'm sure I'm going to, because I'm the kind of person who like always needs to put the extra effort in to get the certification to say that like fully certified. Just might take me a while. Anyways, I was gonna say something else and then I got distracted. Oh yeah, that's what it was. So before my self-diagnosed autism thing, like I didn't connect this to ADD, and my dad would always say like, we just have a bad memory in our family. I remember my mom, my grandma having a bad memory, and I'm an eclectic, awesome, playful family anyways, and it's like, no, this is bad. Like I must have damaged my brain from drugs because like that was a part of my past, or I've gotten several concussions snowboarding because that was part of my past. And I just like, when I'd lose my thought, I would just, in my head, I'd be thinking like, you're such a POS, like, look, you've damaged yourself so bad, your brain doesn't work. I would just like beat myself up while frantically trying to like remember what it is. And now I can be like, oh, this is part of my neurodivergent brain, like the executive function, probably more that I don't understand. But that answers it. So instead of not like realizing that the answer must be that I'm bad or wrong or I'm the problem, and so I'll just get really mad at myself for being the problem, it's like, oh wait, the answer is that my brain is different and this is to be expected. And then I either move on or remember it. And so that's why I'm making this channel. I guess this is how I'll kind of like try to wrap it up, is it's like, for so long I thought I was the problem. I went to so much therapy, I did so many yoga circles, so many moon circles, I did like so much open sharing, I did so much AA. It was like trying to figure out, trying to process, like, why do I feel like I'm the problem, and like I know I'm not, like we're all, I don't know. And it's just like finding out that I'm autistic has given me so much joy and so much freedom. Like I've never been able to forgive myself for the choices I made when I was younger, and I've just never been able to, and I just always like hold this like shame or this self-hate. Like it's just so hard for me to let go of. But now that I'm autistic, and like it answers that. It's just like constantly a month into it and I'm still like doing the dishes, and then have this big revelation like, oh, that's why that happened. Like that's not just one more thing that confirms that I'm awful. It is one more thing that says like I'm autistic, and I've been living in this non-autistic design of a world, and I've been having a lot of internal invisible problems that people can't see. Oh, this has been another revelation. Okay, I'm liking YouTube. I'm liking it, because with Instagram, I'd have to like go back and be like, okay, what's 90 seconds I can share? Okay, what was I saying now? It was before saying I'm liking this, because I was gonna change subjects. Oh yeah, a big revelation I had. I heard this on like a podcast or something, but they were saying people only know you by what you say and the actions you do, your behavior. Like that's how they form their opinion on you. And it's one of those things where it's like, yes, duh, that makes sense, but it's also like, oh my gosh, like I'm always so stressed around people less so as I've aged and gotten wiser in my experience, but just like so stressed and replaying all of the information, you know? See, there goes my unique brain. She just thinking so far ahead, she forgot what she was supposed to say. Oh yes. Okay, this is like my revelation. People only know what you like say. Okay, yeah, so it's like when people finally would meet me, they'd be like, oh my gosh, like you seem so calm, you seem so put together, you seem so organized, you seem so kind, like all of these things I don't view myself about. And I'd always be like shocked, like, what? That's what you see? You don't see this huge mess? Because I feel like I'm a huge mess, but you don't see it. And it's like, that's the invisibleness. They're only seeing like the things that I'm saying and my actions. So they're like surprised. And then I had another part of my revelation was like, oh, darn, my journal's not here. There's a second part. It was like, I forgot. Hopefully it wasn't a good one where it was. Anyways, okay. Pulling it together, pulling it together. So less than a month ago, started my Instagram channel, and yeah, I just really feel this need to like say my truth. It's just always been like, if I can say my truth, even though it's so scary to put myself out there and connect with other people who are like, yes, me too, or I get that. Like, I think that feeling might be the best feeling in the world for me. That validation of like, I keep feeling like I'm saying like I was never the problem, even though I think the fact that my brain was autistic was the problem. But it's like, it doesn't feel like a me thing. It's just like, oh, you didn't realize I'm actually an avatar. You know, we just didn't realize what kind of hardware we were working with. It wasn't my problem. I just had like a different kind of machine or something like that. So I'm going to try YouTube. Be kind with your comments. If you have any questions, let me know. I want to be like really open and honest and share and try to help people from my experience. I've made a bunch of these Instagram videos, so I'll probably like add some shorts, but then I'll do some like longer form content. So yeah, if you watched it this far to the end, let me know, because it would be interesting. I've like